Come join me as I wander the world of plant medicine and their remedies. I'll be talking to old friends and teachers who have put me on the path and discovering new folks who are also doing amazing work with plants. We'll look at gardens, make healthy plant-based food, and learn from those who have dedicated their lives to healing. This journey towards better health through plant medicine is a continuous, lifelong trek. Here's to dedicating some space to thriving through healthy living. Follow us on social media at Root, Leaf, and Blossoms, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Welcome to Root, Leaf, and Blossom. I'm Beverly Hunt, your host. Today, I'm finally surrendering to the fact that I need to learn how to cook for myself, and I'm coming to my good friend, Sheila Brown, who's going to teach me how.
Beverly.
Hi, Sheila.
Hey, Beverly. Thank you so much for finally coming to the Queendom Cuisine Kitchen. I'm so glad you're here today. We are going to have a great time doing something I absolutely love doing more than anything else, and that is cooking. But we're not just cooking anything. Today, we're cooking a very special soup. And it's based off of a cookbook that I've written, and it's called Divinity Soup, an Ancestor Recipe starring collard greens. And you know who inspired me to do this? My ancestor, Grandma Betty Brown, and her mother, Great-Grandma Lena Mae Anderson. These two women have transformed the way I think about food, the way I prepare my kitchen, the way I cook, and the way I honor plants, vegetables, and all of the proteins that I now use as a vegan. And my mission is to get people back into the kitchen and back in love with cooking, because cooking is an amazing work of love. In fact, in my cookbook, there is a very special saying that I live by, and it's by a man who's known as Khalil Gibran. And I came across one of the statements.
Okay.
It says, "For if you bake bread with indifference, you bake a bitter bread that feeds but half man's hunger. And if you grudge the crushing of grapes, your grudge distills a poison in the wine." And you know what? As I reflected on that, I realized, Beverly, that every meal that I enjoyed was made by someone who loved me and who was very intentional about cooking. And every meal that left me feeling depleted and sometimes exhausted and sometimes upset was prepared in a way that was contentious. So I wanted to share that because it is the basis, it's the premise for what I call divinely prepared meals.
Okay. Divinely prepared meals. So you're going to show me how we're going to divinely prepare this soup.
Yeah, and you know what? It actually starts with the way you select your vegetables, which I always recommend people get organic vegetables whenever possible.
Not everyone has access to all organic food.
That's true.
Some people are in food deserts, and we want to still make sure to not miss out. Mm-hmm. How do we prepare our food so that it still can be safe, no matter organic, not organic? What can we do?
You know what? That is a brilliant question, and I'm glad you asked it, because I actually address this for millions of people all over the world can have access to very healthy fruit and vegetables. You know what I discovered years ago?
What's that? It's
a very little known secret, but baking soda is the key to having a healthier diet. Baking soda removes 96% of the pesticides off of the surface of the skin and underneath the first layer of the skin. And why don't more people know about this? I don't know, but I'm doing my best to let people know. In fact, I have a cookbook that I've been talking about this in for a year now and trying to get the word out. So I'm hoping that more people will learn this secret, because it's the key to saving hundreds of dollars at the grocery store and having that peace of mind that you want to have when you're cooking for yourself and your family. And I just want to show you really quickly, Beverly, just in case you need to see this and reference it. This cookbook is my cookbook called Sometimes Raw, Sometimes Cooked, Always Divinely Prepared. It has 21 vegan, gluten-free, amazing recipes that I wrote when I was on my own journey to lose 135 pounds naturally, which I did in just 15 months using some of these recipes.
Okay.
And one of the things that I had to address are the dirty dozens.
Please tell them what is the dirty dozen?
The dirty dozens consist of 12 fruit and vegetables that are strawberries, spinach, nectarines, apples, peaches, pears, cherries, grapes, celery, tomatoes, sweet bell peppers, and potatoes.
So I was told, and during the cancer journey, to make sure that at least if you can't do all organic, make sure as much as possible to take those 12 items as your organic. So please, without further ado, show us how you are going to clean these vegetables so people know what to do for themselves and fruit.
You don't need a lot of baking soda, but what you need to know is that for every 100 ounces of water, 1 ounce of baking soda. So we're going to be eye-sighting it, but basically I'm going to fill this sink up about halfway just so that all of the vegetables are covered.
Okay.
And I believe this is probably about 500 ounces of water, maybe somewhere between 500 and 800 ounces of water. And all we're going to do is just basically take a measuring cup. This is 1/4 of a cup, and we're going to do 5 of these.
Okay.
And that'll be 1 and 1/4 of the cup.
Okay.
So keep turning the water on.
Okay, I just wanted them to hear you.
So, yep, we're going to do 1, 2. You see how I'm trying to get it all over there? And what we're going to do is pat it down so that we can dissolve it. 4 and 5. And if you use a little bit more than needed, that's okay.
So about 1/3 of your box?
Yep, this is a 16 ounce, so this is about a half a box, so 8 ounces and about a little bit more than a half of a box. But because we've got our blueberries and strawberries and apples here, and we know that the strawberries are on the Dirty Dozen list, this is about 1 pint of strawberries. I'm just going to use about half of a 1/4 a cup, so about 1/8. And I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle that on there. And I'm going to do the same thing for these blueberries and sprinkle that. And then I'm going to take, the apples are bigger, so I'm going to do a whole 1/4 of that. But look at the amount. You know how much this costs, Beverly?
How much?
49 cents.
Yeah, well worth it.
49 cents. So baking soda is something that we can pretty much afford, under most circumstances. It's going to do the work of removing these pesticides that are known to be cancer causing or carcinogenic and harmful to our bodies, that make it difficult to digest our food.
Okay.
They make it difficult to have strong immune systems, and that will give us the peace of mind that we're doing everything that we absolutely can to protect ourselves and our family.
And that's so important. Welcome back to Root, Leaf, and Blossom. I'm Beverly Hunt, your host, and we are back with my good friend Sheila Brown, who's finally going to show me how to cook. She's going to show me everything, and you too.
Absolutely. So as you can see, we've got a great setup here, and we are ready to go. So what we're going to do first is turn on our stove.
Got it.
Okay, and then what we're going to do is turn it down to about a medium temperature.
All right.
Okay, and then I want you to take your pot and carefully place it over here and remove the lid. All right. So the base of this divinity soup is this broth. And I want you to go ahead and open up your broth and pour it directly into your pot very carefully.
Pour this broth. And I have a question while we're doing this. Why collard greens?
Well, my grandmother was an amazing cook, and she used collard greens as one of the special treats that we would get. She was from the South, and collard greens have always been a special tradition to our ancestors. And in fact, when you think about our ancestors enduring what's called the Ma'afa, or the Great Suffering, many of our ancestors were able to survive with collard greens. It was one of the few nutritious elements in their diet. Sometimes they were able to grow their own, but in many cases, in the South especially, collard greens was a staple part of the enslaved person's diet.
Okay.
And so for me, this was a way to still honor our tradition of soul food, and to also, keep bringing homage to the fact that collard greens are nutritious, they're delicious, and they're an important part of our lifestyle. So we can have it in a healthy way, because this soup is both vegan and gluten-free. So the next thing I want to do is we're going to go ahead and add some star anise.
Okay. Now, I love that you're using star anise. Tell us a little bit about this powerful herb.
Star anise is an amazing spice. It's used a lot in the East. In fact, it originates in the East. It's used in a lot of dishes in Indian food. It's used in a lot of Asian foods, and it's used in African foods. But I love it because it adds a great element of flavor and savor to this. But this spice is also going to release some powerful agents that will help boost your immune system.
That's what we need right now.
Yes, definitely. So listen, while this is simmering, we are going to start with slicing up our vegetables, because while this is simmering, we're going to prep and we're going to start with our red onion, another powerful element. Did you know that red onion makes an environment in our bodies, makes it almost impossible for cancer to thrive?
Oh, we need that then.
Yes.
We need that.
So what we're going to do
onion.
is go ahead and start with slicing our red onion. I know people say it looks purple, but it's actually red. And we're going to slice this into nice medium-sized dices. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and I've got mine diced up the right size. As you can see these little chunks here. And I'm going to put them in the glass bowl here. And then I'm going to get the next member of our recipe, which is going to be garlic.
Okay.
We got to do whatever we can to fill our body with the kind of nutrients that are going to support us, that's going to detox us, that's going to support our immune system and give us that boost that we need.
Now I'm following her and we're cutting garlic. And we'll get back to more of this making of the divinity soup in a little bit on Root, Leaf, and Blossom. Welcome to Root, Leaf, and Blossoms. We're here today with Miss Molly doing another segment on kids herbalism. Welcome, Molly.
Thank you so much for having me. Oh, thank you. This is Lucy and Aiden. So we're going to do something really fun right now. One of the other ways to kind of keep kids developing the relationship with the plants is to relate it to some of the learning that they might be doing in school. So let's look at all these amazing plants. Like, that's a leaf. Here's burdock leaf and comfrey leaves. We've got those hibiscus. We just collected all kinds of this. Is canna lily flowers. Oh, this is a squash flower. Let's just put everything out onto this. Are burdock seeds. Wow. What we're gonna do is we're gonna sort all of these amazing things we just went around and collected, and we're gonna learn our colors. So what you can do is you can even color like a color reel in the center and put the flowers around. But right now we're just gonna kind of do. Let's see if we can create almost like a rainbow of the colors. Does that sound good? Okay, so where does the rainbow start?
Red.
Red? Okay, so let's put all...
And purple later.
Okay, yeah.
Purple
so
later.
that's a... Hibiscus is red, canna lily's red. These are little...
That was red.
Can you put the red over there? Great. These are hawthorn berries, which are beautiful medicinal berries that are growing around here. Tomato that we got from the garden. What
Is
else?
it red?
Yeah, that's kind of red. What's that one? That's called a marigold.
There we go.
Wow, there's a lot of red things here. So should we put...
You saw marigolds earlier today.
Now, what color do you think comes next?
Orange.
Orange? Okay, great. So oranges, we've got cosmos and marigold. This is another cosmos. These are actually Indonesian cosmos. These are seeds that I saved from the side of the road in Puerto Viejo, Costa Rica.
Oh, great.
Yeah, but we grew here and we just save the seeds every year. Okay, and what else? I see one more thing that's yellow. Yeah.
Yellow.
Oh, yeah, that's
the squash.
Squash blossom. And you know those are edible and they're so delicious.
Can't you make a batter?
You can make a batter and fry them delicious.
We have to do that here one day.
Let's
you have to
do it.
show folks how to do that.
All right, so let's put that one with our yellow colors. And that is a fig leaf. Look at that big fig leaf. Cool. Isn't that an amazing shape for a leaf, y'all?
That's my leaf and you can't pick it up.
Okay, well, I appreciate you sharing with me, Lucille. So this is a burdock leaf, which is a beautiful medicine, and fig leaf and comfrey leaves. These all got kind of put together. Comfrey is also a very traditional herb. What other colors should we use, y'all?
Green. Yeah.
Oh, we put the roses over here with the reds too. I like that.
Well, what color did you forget, Lucy?
Chocolate.
And Aiden, what color is that?
Purple.
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 Should we put the purples over near that section?
Oh, yeah.
Purples and pinks. These are all beautiful cosmos flowers. Look at the beautiful purples. Yeah. Should we do... Oh, where do you think white goes in the rainbow? There?
Right there, Lucy?
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so what color? We're doing our greens. So we have our green fig leaf, our green comfrey leaves. Oh wait, who's in our comfrey leaf?
Ladybug.
Ladybug. And what color is ladybug?
Red.
Red, yeah. So what is our next color? What do you see that we have a few more of left, you all? What color is
Brown.
this? Brown. Okay, let's see what do we have left. I think these look like brown, right? Those are what Beverly has right now are very, very special. Here's some brown leaves. So that is a burdock seed head. And can I tell you something very special about burdock seed heads? Velcro was actually designed after these seed heads because they're super duper
Sticky?
Sticky, yeah, they stick onto each other. Isn't that really cool? So our burdock seed heads, I half the time come in from the garden and I have those covering my body.
So you
Here
can
for a second.
grow this burdock
You
using
got it
these
stuck on
seeds.
you. You got it stuck. Good job, y'all. Beautiful
How
rainbow with our herbs and our flowers.
And my rainbow?
All of our rainbow. You got it.
This on it.
Nice.
My rainbow.
Well, Molly, thank you. I think we all enjoyed that. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
All right, so let's keep going. We're going to go ahead and chop up, now that we've got the garlic chopped up, go ahead and put it in the bowl, anything that you've chopped up already. And you've got to cut up your shallot, and I'm going to cut up jalapeno pepper next.
Okay, and this jalapeno pepper, just a tiny amount. We don't need a whole lot.
Yes. And I like to
Gotcha.
use the smaller knife for the shallot and the garlic, and then the bigger knife for the onions.
Okay.
But yeah, you want to, and I like to do my jalapeno really, really thin and really, really small. And I'm just actually going to use like 5 teeny slices
Okay.
and everything.
I
once you
better
get it
do what you do.
Yeah, once we get it all diced up, just transfer it to your little glass container bowl.
Okay, same one as the onions?
That's fine. Yep.
Okay.
And I'm going to cut up my spring onion next.
Okay. And I'm still using a tiny knife for that, right?
For your shallot, you can
Okay.
do the tiny knife or the big knife.
Okay. Very tiny as well?
Yeah, nice and small. The spring onion is actually an addition to the recipe. I really just decided I really like it. I usually do it as a topping, but sometimes in the winter, I just like to have as much onion and garlic and spice as possible in the actual soup while it's cooking. So how is your broth coming? Check your broth. Make sure it's starting to simmer really nicely.
Oh, we'd know during the commercial that I was overdoing it, but yeah, it's...
Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's what you want to have happen. That's where the magic is, because you see your star anise, that's when it gets to release its oils and do the wonderful work of healing. Because our food is supposed to be healing us as well as providing us with amazing nutrients, right?
Yeah, amen.
Okay, careful with your fingers and get all these chopped up.
Okay.
And once we finish chopping up your onion, your shallot, we've already got the garlic and jalapeno, go ahead and transfer those over to the little container, the glass container.
Okay.
How you doing over there?
Doing well.
Having
Doing well. I
fun?
think I am. Actually, this is fun with you.
You know what I love about cooking?
What's that?
Aroma. Do you smell that
Yes,
garlic?
I do.
Do you
Oh
smell
my goodness.
that onion?
Yes, I
Isn't
do.
that incredible?
It is fun.
And
Yes, I
I'm
do.
going to take some smoked paprika right now.
Ooh.
And I'm just going to take a teeny little bit and add it to my... And you can do this to
Oh, I
taste.
want to do this too.
Yeah, because you're doing your pot and I'm doing my pot. And then
Okay.
I'm going to add a teeny bit. You could just use the tip of your knife
Okay.
and just take a teeny bit. Because
Just a teeny bit.
when we get ready to saute these vegetables, which is what I love. Oh my God, that's so good. You are going to have so much flavor.
I'll try
Oh, you
that
want some
too.
black pepper
Oh,
too?
why not? Go for it.
So this is the fun part about cooking, is when you insert your own personality and taste with all these amazing spices that the earth has provided us with. Now go ahead and cover your broth back up
Okay.
and keep cutting. Okay, so let me know when you got your
You got
onion and shallots ready, and then we're going to move on to slicing the collard greens.
Okay, so collard greens are next. So you notice she is rolling her collard greens,
So what I
something
want
I've
you to
never
do
seen.
is take up your collard greens and just kind of layer them. So you can take a couple of pieces like this and just pile them one on top of another. It's just like a little shortcut to slicing and getting the most use out of our time.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'm just going to fold it in half. Like
Fold
this
it
one
in
time,
half.
long
Okay.
way. So yeah, you want to just cut it into strips that are about 1/4 of an inch
Okay.
thick.
Now that I can do.
You can do all of it. You're doing a
All
great
right.
job.
Thank you. Thank you for being such a good influence. Because I'm determined that this is going to be part of my self-care. I love this soup.
Absolutely.
Oh.
And there's nothing more self-care than touching, preparing, and cooking your own food, connecting with your own vegetables, and being
making
in
sure
touch with
your
spices.
pot is down.
That's okay. What we're going to do is just tilt your lid
Okay.
like that.
Then I
That's it.
can
It's just asking for a
peek.
little air.
Okay.
Yeah. See how I have mine tilted?
Okay.
Yeah. But that means that some great things are going on.
Yes.
And, you know, when we get ready to saute these greens and the onions, and it's just going to be amazing.
What are you growing in your gardens this year? Send us your favorite pictures and videos, and we'll show off some of the best ones. Also, if you're watching us on YouTube, please like us and subscribe. You can also continue the journey on our website.